Hi, this is Jen Jones, founder of Sober Livers. I wrote this piece many years ago in the depths of my perilous past. It became a quiet beacon of hope, a reminder that healing was possible, even when it felt out of reach. Today, I have given it a new ending because this is a new beginning. As I reflect on the past 2 years, the birth of Sober Livers, the Fatty Liver Foundation family helping to raise it, and the incredible people who have shaped it into something real, I see a future full of connection, support, and purpose. This is for the community we serve, a community once left behind, but never again. A community I belong to, people who developed liver disease as a result of alcohol. We are painting the sky together now. Painting the sky. The universe gave me a paintbrush last year after a summer storm and said, "Paint the sky." I was flabbergasted as I looked around at my paint of pain that was now a sea of goo on the ground. It was sticking to my feet, making it difficult to walk, much less reach the sky to paint. Plus, I had no energy left to paint the sky, nor any paint to paint it with. All the paint had seeped out of me onto the ground. The colors had now run together from the storm, creating only a dark abyss of goo. "How can you ask me to paint the sky?" I asked, getting a bit edgy as I looked at this pristine, clean brush, soft bristles, and a handle that fit perfect to the shape of my hand. "And why this brush now?" I cried out. "I could have used this brush a long time ago." As I had painted everything by hand before, I thought to myself, and just look at all this mess I now have to clean up. The universe said simply and serenely, "I did not give you a mop. I gave you a brush. The paint below is not a mess. You will soon see. Give it some time and let it dry." "How long?" I asked impatiently. "As long as it takes." And then matter-of-factly stated, "Some colors take longer than others to dry." The universe was obviously humored by all of this. I, on the other hand, frustrated, angry, even steaming mad. You see, this mess below my feet was once an exquisite masterpiece that was created from my tears of strength, painted in careful form, as I could not allow myself to get out of the lines. It had to be perfect. I thought it was. Then one day the rain came. It was a light drizzle at first, so I thought it could not hurt my masterpiece. Then it got windy and started swirling all of my colors together. All the lines were crossed as I hastily used my hands and tried to reposition the colors, but the picture had lost all form and was no longer perfection. The storm shouted at me with thunder and threw bolts of lightning as I ducked and quivered. Somehow able to maneuver these threats, I thought I had finally beaten the storm. But then the storm dropped hail the size of baseballs down at me, beating me into the waves of goo. I thought I would surely drown. That is when the universe handed me that paintbrush from a clearing sky, pulling me up from the goo, so you can see why I was flabbergasted at its request. "What do I do while I wait for this paint to dry? I cannot paint the sky," I repeated. "It's out of reach. I have no paint, nor do I have any money to buy any paint. Am I just to sit here in this drying goo of eternity? Stuck?" The universe replied, "That is your choice, but you can paint the sky. There are other painters here on the planet with paint. Ask them for some of theirs. Let them know you are going to paint the sky with it. Who wouldn't want their paint in the sky?" I pondered this for a few months as the paint began to both slowly dry. The universe was right. Some colors dried faster than others, as I slowly felt the now cushy color of red beneath me, separated out from the dark abyss of goo. I followed its path with my brush in hand, and I found a painter. I know this may sound absurd, but the universe has asked me to paint the sky. I do not have any money to buy paint from you, but please know, when I paint the sky, you will see your paint in the portrait, so you will forever be a part of the sky. Where did those words come from? I thought in a daze of confusion. He is going to think I am crazy. But then the most amazing thing happened. The painter extended to me an entire can of yellow paint. This is for you. Go and paint the sky. I believe in you. It will be beautiful. It will be you. It's a miracle, I exclaimed as I thanked the kind man from the bottom of my heart, the top of my spirits, and the depths of my soul. I looked down to find another color had turned from goo to a bouncy yellow. So I followed this path and I found another painter. This painter responded with another can of paint, this time blue, with similar sentiments. As other colors began to dry, I followed their paths, sometimes effortlessly bouncing off the buoyancy of the drying paint, sometimes slipping and getting some paint on myself, and at times getting stuck for a while. During these sticky times, I would look at the sky, envision my painting, my new masterpiece, not one of perfection inside carefully painted lines, but an abstract full of infinite movement. Almost a year had passed, as I now had a full spectrum of colors. It was time to paint. But then an overwhelming panic struck. I still cannot reach the sky, I cried to the universe. All of these painters, they believed in me. And now I will let them down. I have failed once again. Be patient, be open. Is this your intention to paint the sky? Yes, I exclaimed. It is now my dream to paint the sky. I want more than ever, more than anything, to take these gifts and create a stunning, brilliant sky, brightened with the loving colors everyone has so kindly shared with me. It is not just for me, you see, it is for them. It is for you. All I could do was sadly and solemnly stare at the sky. Then, one day, one by one, they came. Each of the painters I had met along my journey joined me in looking at the sky, colorful paints I had gathered along the way, some quietly, some joyfully, all carrying their own stories, their own brushes, their own hues. Without a word, they began to build something together. One offered a ladder made from compassion, another tied ribbons of resilience into a rope. Some formed a human pyramid, steady and strong, while others painted wings onto my back with every stroke of encouragement, laughter, and shared pain. You are not meant to do this alone, one whispered. We didn't give you the paint just to watch you struggle. We gave it to you because we saw your sky and we wanted to be part of it. And so, with brush in hand, I rose, not by the strength of one, but by the strength of many, as I reached the sky. I dipped my brush into the radiant colors of our collective journey. Together, we began to paint, not a perfect picture, but a vivid, living masterpiece filled with swirls of sorrow, strokes of survival, and bursts of shared joy. Each color held a name, a story, a heart. Each painter saw a part of themselves. A part of themselves reflected in the sky. And together we made it beautiful. Thank you to all my fellow painters for the colors of hope, for walking with me through the goo, for trusting me with your stories, and for lifting me when I could not lift myself. The painting is only just beginning. Look up anytime. It is yours. It is ours. With my love, Jen.